Welcome to We.
Nay.
Wow.
The 98ers.
That's all you got, huh?
That's
the
Friday night. We just watched the Rays play in Game 6 of the American League Championship Series, and they dropped the game to the Houston Astros 7-4. They've got to be cheating over there in San Diego, right?
That's what I said.
Right?
I said, are they cheating again?
Not with Dusty. I'll say it right now. I'll come right out. Not with Dusty. Mm-hmm. This is all
right, well, let's actually here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be, most of Tampa Bay right now if I go according to Twitter, but I'm here on the catwalks. So I'm gonna let you guys. I'll hand it off to Stash.
Don't do it.
But I'm jumping. I'm jumping off the catwalks after this Game 6 because
shoot, we have a cup.
No, don't do it.
We have a cup.
No!
We have a cup.
But which ring was that? Because it might be fair or it might be a foul.
Exactly.
Really?
It could be a home run.
Is that a shooter in play with the ring? I don't know.
Really, it's D-ring. Yeah, because we sucked a big D tonight. Definitely the D ring. Hey. Okay, we still have our host.
I thought it was all over.
We still have all of our viewers too. So not only did we not lose our host, people are still watching. Imagine that. Jesus. I don't even know. Where do we start?
It was all over, right? It was all over.
Bring us off the ledge. That's your job.
Well,
I'm going to run us right over the fucking cliff right now if you don't.
Where do you guys want to start? I think we should start with do you want to start with the lineup?
Well,
that's where I started about 3:30 this afternoon. Yeah, that's where I started. We've been talking how much on this show about we can't question Cash. And then I saw the lineup today and I couldn't help myself. It was the wrong lineup. It was the wrong fucking lineup. Straight up. I mean, starting with Choi, first and foremost. Choi not in the lineup. And then why is Lowe in the outfield? I mean, why are you forcing yourself to get Lowe into this lineup right now? I don't understand it. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Please,
this was a must-win game. It's not the do or die kind of game, but you need to put your best players out there. Why was Choi not out there? We know Kevin Kiermaier is injured, but he should be out there. We talked about it last night. He's the best guy that we've got out there. So he really has to be up there. And, he's the morale guy too. He's the leader of this team. So why was he not in the lineup?
Wrap it up.
He was a good cheerleader over there.
Well, the only thing I have to say is Would a hockey player be in this game?
Yes.
Yeah, but okay. Yes.
I'm sure that hurts. I'm sure that hand fucking hurts because I thought that hand was broken.
Steve Stamkos didn't.
Yeah. I mean, listen, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? We've talked about this, right? His defense is irreplaceable, first and foremost. Like, I don't even get to the rest of the lineup and why Arozarena was a DH and not playing left field because he's a much better left fielder than Lowe, who's had 5 games all season in left field. So let's not go there yet. Let's first start with KK and how we know that he barely hits 200 anyways, right? And if he does, it's clutch hitting. So I would rather have his defense in center field and him still be a bit of a liability, as he usually is anyways, at the plate, if he is afraid of hitting real hard contact. And on top of that, you're looking at a curveball pitcher where you don't really want hard contact anyways. You just want to kind of play pepper with a guy like Valdez. So why, if you're going to go DH, why isn't it KK just to start? Or at least, or like I said, why isn't it Choi, or why is it Yandy the DH, Choi at first, Arozarena in left field, Kiermaier in center, and Lowe could be your guy coming off the bench if you need him. But why are you forcing him into your lineup? I just don't understand.
By the way, the Rays have already announced Morton's the starter tomorrow.
Perfect. I like it. I really, really like it because Glasnow is rested enough that if he can go 4, Glasnow could go 2. We gotta fucking score some goddamn runs tomorrow, though. We gotta get on base.
Absolutely.
5 hits tonight wasn't. I mean, we still walked them. We got the walks. Yandy. That's the one thing I like about him in the lineup. That's why I want him DHing, not at first though. I want him in the lineup. He needs to be DHing though, because I love his swag at the plate. 3 bat flips.
So swaggy.
Wait, hold on. 2. Okay, sorry. In this playoff so far, 2 bat flips on a walk, and he basically almost charged a mound on a walk. Like he wanted to charge the guy because he's like, you're afraid to throw me the seat. But then what did I tweet right after that? How do you beat a home run hitting team? You don't throw them anything hard.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rays need to play a bit more like the Astros were playing, like hitting today, getting on base and getting those short hits, not going for the home run. And that's what the Rays did in Game 3 when they went up. What was it, 5? They got 5 or 6 scores. Yep. So that's what they need to do. They don't need to go for the home run, but that's what they do consistently. They want that home run.
70%.
Yeah.
70% of the postseason offense right now.
People need to get people on base.
I know you said about Lowe being in the lineup, but he was the MVP of the regular season for us.
Right.
And I'm sure, looking at Cash's side, I'm sure you're trying to break him out of that slump to be able to go into the World Series. You need it. You need some confidence in him going to try to go into a World Series.
Fine,
I mean,
DH, and then
hit tonight and scoring.
Well, and he did, and listen, I said the first thing I said tonight when he got that first hit, that was a better at bat than his home run yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That looked much more like a Lowe at bat than that home run yesterday. It looked like he kind of got lucky on the home run yesterday. Mm-hmm. Today, it looked like he hit that ball intentionally. He went and expanded a strike zone, just made contact with the ball play, and good things happen. The Rays don't know how to hit for contact right now. They've lost that mentality of getting up to the plate, and I hate.
And at the beginning of the game, I thought that's what they were working on. I was like, oh, we talked about it, how they can't just go for the long ball. They're gonna have to get those base runners in. And I was like, oh, look, we're getting base runners. We got one in. And I was like, okay, this looks good. And then they kept talking about how we hadn't lost in the postseason when we had scored first. And I was like, oh, there's the death right there.
They've been waiting for the last 3 games to just start bringing up all the stats that they haven't this and they haven't that. But I'm with you. You saw Lowe go and he got the hit. And then Adames goes and gets the RBI. I'm like, there's our guys we were talking about. Here they are.
Yep.
Need to do.
And then Snell, here's the thing. Snell is going to throw a lot of pitches. Do we want him to go out and be like a lights out starter? We do. But in the postseason, good teams that can hit are going to stretch him out and at bats. We were talking about it on Twitter. A few people, I will say that Snyder's great, but they do need to have a better, more killer mentality on the mound as a pitching staff. they get up 2-0 or 2-1 in a strike, and then they start They start dancing around the plate a little bit, and they're afraid to then challenge the guy because it's more of like a hitter's count, if you will, or whatnot, or or they feel like they're defensive. I don't know what it is, but they get a little bit scared whenever they get up in the count. Like Snell is afraid to put these guys away in the postseason, but at the same time, he was winning. He was beating the Astros. Whenever he left, he was beating the Astros. It took him a lot of pitches, but what he was doing and the way he was approaching the game on the mound was winning. Why do you bring in Castillo, who does something completely opposite then? That's what I don't understand. If I'm going to question the lineup first and foremost, but really, why bring in Castillo?
In the 5th inning.
Typically Diego Castillo is the closer, so it was really shocking to see him come in right after Snell, and I thought Snell should have gone a little bit longer.
I agree.
There's no reason
a little bit.
You can see Snell wasn't happy with it on the bench either.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Snell didn't want to come out of the game.
No, see, they thought he was mad that he gave up those hits. I think he was mad that they took him out because they threw the infield. He wasn't pitching poorly. They got a couple of advantageous hits through the side.
Second, nobody
through. Yeah, I think you should, because it's almost like reverse of game 1, right? Whenever they pulled Valdez too early and we ended up getting to the bullpen, it was like the reverse situation. If they would have, I think if Cash would have just stuck with Snell, or even if going to the bullpen, bring in now I'm losing my mind. He finished he came in the 8th. Oh, damn it.
Alvarado?
Anderson. No, not Alvarado.
You're talking about game 1.
Of this game?
Yes. Anyways,
I know who you're talking about.
Other guys in the bullpen that pitch similar to Snell that you could have brought in, they have also been a little bit more accurate in this series too, that I think would have been as effective. It's just like with the Rays throwing or not being able to hit the curveball, they weren't able to hit what Snell was doing. So why are you bringing in somebody that pitches completely different? It gave them the ability to change their eye and see somebody that it's easy to second guess now. I was second guessing it at 3:30 this afternoon. So anyhow,
all right. So let's answer this question, and I'm going to put the link in the chat. If anyone wants to join the show, you can just click on that link from whatever you're on and join the show. You don't have to have a camera, but you do have to have a microphone. All right. So I'm going to put that in there. I'll answer the question first from Anthony. How do we feel now about Game 7? We kind of talked about it last night a little bit, but thoughts might have changed by now. I'm a little bit worried right now. Seems like Houston's got a lot of momentum, and the only thing I'm hanging my hat on is Charlie 4-0 for the Rays in the playoffs. So we need him to show up. And you know what? I wanted Snell to show up and just be lights out today. And I didn't think he pitched as well as you did, Stash. He was off to me. I wanted him to show up. He's supposed to be our ace, and he's not our ace anymore.
He was off, but he kept getting himself in the same situations, but he got himself out of it. Double plays and strikeouts. And every time I was like, crap, pull him, pull the cord, and then he got himself out of the inning. So to pull himself. And were you talking about Loop there, Stash?
No.
The one before him.
No, I'm going to pull up. I'm sorry. I should have already pulled it up. I'll bring it
up.
It
was McClanahan, Alvarado, and Luke. And then Curtis closed the game.
It was Curtis. I think Curtis should have come in after Snell. That's what I was trying to say. It should have been Curtis.
All right. Well, answer the question. Game 7. How are we feeling?
I'm not feeling terrible, honestly.
I don't feel terrible, but I don't feel great.
We'll get it all. I said last night, if they lose tonight, I said they're in big trouble, obviously. And I still feel the same way. Morton, he's going to start tomorrow. He's going to go 5 innings at the most. It's going to be another bullpen game, probably Glass now, or maybe even sooner if he gets in trouble. But, we talked about kind of creating runs earlier. And what Houston did in the 5th inning is exactly what we were talking about. First and second, nobody out. Maldonado bunts the guys over. Second and third. Even if you get an out there, you'll score a run. What happens? The Rays bring the infield in. Springer shoots the ball through the infield, 2-run score, and here we go. So there's always different ways to score runs instead of sitting around waiting for the big home run. And I think that the Rays would be well advised to try to create something like the Astros did tonight. I mean, most teams don't do that anymore. but you can see how just these small little things can add up to big things later. And you saw it tonight. I mean, that's just the way it is. So you manufacture some runs, good things can happen to you, because let's face it, if that bunt doesn't happen, the Rays don't bring the infield in. Obviously, he shoots the ball through the drawn and infield for 2 runs. It creates activity.
Does Maldonado bunt if there's a guy that throws gas coming in there versus a guy that's known to throw more off-speed pitches?
Probably not. Probably
Exactly.
not. But he's a good bunter. But
Exactly.
the situation presented itself, and he laid down a perfect bunt.
Dusty called the bunt.
Right, and good things happen.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is that we try to always figure out how we can manufacture runs. You just saw it tonight. And I think the Rays would be better off trying to do some of those things. We haven't seen them steal much at all in this series. Try to manufacture something instead of just waiting around for somebody to hit a home run all the time. That's all.
Well, I thought they set the tone. We talked about it already. I thought that Lowe and Adames set the tone.
Yep.
And then
that's what needs to continue.
Right. And you didn't see the other guys take the same approach at the plate. And then you saw Adames again, almost like Choi last night, got on base every appearance at the plate. He was on. He was leading the way, was setting the tone. He got the RBI. But yeah,
But tomorrow they.
I'm sorry. I'm just. Right. Go.
Tomorrow, I mean, they've announced Game 1 of the World Series will be the 20th.
It's Tuesday.
So yeah, so tomorrow's 17th. That means they'll give him a 3-day rest. So I gotta imagine everybody but Snell is available tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And if we're just going for long ball, then it's probably over with for the
They need to start. They need to start. The lineup needs to be Choi. You've got to have Kevin Kiermaier either in the outfield or, like you said earlier, like designated hitter. He needs to be involved in some way because
Game 7. Yeah, you got 3 days off. They announced that no matter what, you got 3 days off. Yes, Kiermaier has to be in. And this is where this is the thing I got frustrated about earlier. It's just like,
you're either going to get Yarborough or Greinke.
But who do you trust? Who do you trust in that bullpen right now? I mean, do you trust all these guys after tonight?
Who didn't get worn out tonight? Exactly.
After tonight, yeah.
I trust the bullpen.
Really comfortable with
Loop.
Luke, he was good there at the end.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Morton go 6. Morton goes 6.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
That's a completely different scenario.
Because if Morton goes 6, and then you can even bring in Glasnow after that, and he can go for a little bit, and then you have one.
If you can bring in Morton can go 6, Glasnow can go 2, and you can bring Castillo in. I think he still has a 9th inning in him if he has to, just because he is so different from Glasnow. If Glasnow is that guy that you go for,
doing that well.
And if he's hot, you're right. He could throw the last 3. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And then you could potentially go ahead and have Snell be your day 1 guy. But the number one thing is here, these guys, Dusty Baker showed Kevin Cash. You can go on my Twitter timeline. And the fact is that Dusty Baker showed Kevin Cash how to manage in the Major League Baseball playoffs tonight. He outthought him. And I think the last 3 games, honestly, the reason why it's an even series now is because it was almost like the rope-a-dope. Like Dusty Baker was like, come on, go ahead. Give us your best 3 games you got. Give us your best 3. And I'm going to sit back, and I know my guys are they're going to respond. You keep giving them 10, 11 hits, 9, 8, 10 batters left on base. You keep giving them those opportunities. Guess what? Eventually, you're gonna get stung. And what did I say? Game 1, game 2, game 3. If you let these Astros get on base, they're gonna hurt you.
Yeah,
and they know how to win. These guys know how to win. I mean, Correa, Bregman, Brantley, Altuve, Springer. They've all been there.
And here's the thing. So you go to your closer there, right? You go to Castillo, to the only guy basically on the entire Astros roster that's decent at bunting, and actually really good at bunting.
Yeah.
And the rest of these guys, they're not really good at laying it down. I mean, they could maybe in a pinch.
A catcher that can bunt, very unusual.
Right, but still, the book's there. I mean, the book's there. Everyone knows he can bunt. And then you go to the guy that throws soft stuff. But then then first base ended up being open after that. and Springer comes up. I personally think with 1 out, you got to walk him there, right? Because you got no force outs at all on the field. And Springer has been good. He's basically the only guy that's been really consistent except for Correa in this entire series.
But then you load the base all 2-way though, right? So
no,
yeah,
well,
that's the scary part.
Is it? I mean, I don't know. I think, I mean,
Stash, is what you're saying that the same here as this fellow Cash, worst manager in the league?
No. Thanks for coming in like game 12 of our show and with a very quote unquote hot take.
I think he just won AL Manager of the Year, but
yeah, he's definitely not the worst manager in the league.
Yeah.
And again,
all right.
We've already said on the show we can't ever second guess this guy until today. This is the very first time I saw that lineup, and I knew. I just had a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach when I saw that lineup.
Listen, I was channeling my inner Brett Phillips this game to the stash. I was trying to pull out some good juju, but this is all I could come up with on my bulletin board here. Oh, I hope it works with the green screen, but I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's stash spelled out.
Oh no.
Sorry, the Astros could hit everything. That's the best I could come up with.
What I've been saying this entire series.
Did you do that after they lost?
That was like 7th
I
inning.
think I did that right around 6th or 7th inning
Okay.
when we were just getting stomped. And by the way,
the 2-run homer.
Lobner and some of these guys out there, oh, why are you guys losing hope? Like, that game was fucking over, man. You could tell the team had nothing.
Hope.
The team had nothing tonight.
Wait.
I always try to keep hope.
When
we started doing our little comeback
right now.
When we started doing our little comeback, I said a little bit too late. And what was the comments from you two? It was rally time from
Can't
Shooter.
give up now.
And then
Check my
Stash.
Twitter.
Not really. Last step fat. Depleted bullpen. A first Rays club. I'm going rally cat.
Feisty. I'm gonna say feisty Rays club. You got a feisty club, last at bat, and a depleted bullpen from Houston, and only down by 3. I was feeling good.
So they weren't jumping off the skyway then. So everybody leave them alone because I was the one saying it was too late, and they were like, "No, it's not."
No, man, not with this club.
It was,
and I don't think Game 7 is too late. You know, sure. All right. First of all, if you got a mic and a camera, the link is just above you.
Oh yeah,
don't talk about it. Be about it, bro.
That's our guy. That's our guy.
I know he is. That's all I'm saying. Second of all, no. First and foremost, no.
Maybe
not food for thought.
No. If you told
what is this, a Tampa Bay Lightning podcast?
If you told us at the beginning of the season that we'd be in Game 7 of the ALCS with 1 win away from going to the World Series, all Tampa fans would take it.
They're the #1 seed, though. What do you mean? You guys?
But if you said at the beginning of the season, though,
come on, man.
No,
the Rays are playing with house money every fucking season
because we ain't got none.
The Lightning are playing with freaking Vegas money. You know what I'm saying? The Lightning are the stacked odds-on favorite every season. The Rays are like, hey, look what we can do. Look what I can do.
Vegas is saying right now that the Rays are going to take it all. So I don't know if that was
finally.
That was yesterday what they were saying, but now I don't know if they changed that.
Now it's Houston.
I think that's a good comment from Ricardo. I think Game 4 was where Cash really messed up. I thought that's where we had talked about it on the show, where it seemed like he was like, I've already won 3 games. If we lose 1, oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Killer instinct. What was I talking about earlier? Just like the pitchers, when they have guys down in the count, the team had the other team, the Lightning. And it's hard not to draw parallels whenever you're in the same town talking about 2 teams on championship runs. But look what happened. The Lightning didn't have the killer instinct, and look what happened. When they didn't have it. Finally got that killer instinct. No problems. Really,
I want some of this killer instinct right here.
Oh, yeah. No,
see,
that's a wrong screenshot.
Bats. Yeah, we should be breaking bats after scoring, not after.
Yeah, I think Stephanie talked about that earlier in up in the comments, she put disagree with the Yandy's outburst. It makes it look like sore losers.
Yeah.
No, I totally disagree.
It doesn't look good. I mean,
bullshit. No,
you can
I
see
like
the
it.
frustration. I don't
like
think I don't think it looks like sore losers, but it definitely looks like, they're pissed off. But
Are you talking about the bat break, or are you talking about Yandy's walk?
Yeah, he got mad at the walk.
What are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
No, he
That
got
was so
mad at
weird.
the walk, dude. He got hyped at the walk. He was
I'm talking
hyped.
about the bat break.
He's like, "You're scared of me." Yeah, see, that's Zunino. That's
He
Zunino
wanted-
getting frustrated.
He
Zuni,
wanted
I
the
like. I
fastball.
don't
He
mind.
wanted the breaking ball crap. He wanted the fastball. I want to get challenged.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, he struck him out on the breaking pitch, the plate appearance
Throw
before.
me some heat, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
you want to be a major leaguer, and he did it. And look, that's what I'm saying. They talked about. I don't mind Yandy in the lineup because he gets on base. Is he hitting? No, but he has like a freaking 500% or 600% 0.68 on base percentage or some shit like that. Like he has 13 walks in the postseason.
Hey,
right?
you called out Al Bushman. He called in. Let's see what he's got to
Bring him
say.
in.
Mr. Sports Caffeine coming up here.
There he
What's
is.
up, buddy? How's it going?
What's up, guys? I wish it could be better.
Take the flag, by the way.
Yeah,
Take the flag.
Yeah, I took off my Rays jersey. I got home. I left actually in the 8th inning. I was like, I'm done. Fuck this shit. I'm going home. So,
It was over.
That's how it was in
Didn't have
game
it
4.
tonight.
listen,
Before I
I
had
mean,
to go to
I was trying not to go on Twitter, and then I saw like people on Twitter, oh, have the faith. Like, I get it, man, but not having the faith after this garbage play of a game. It was just terrible, man. Like, why should I have faith in this terrible product I see for a game we should have won and closed it out tonight? Now we have to be stressed the fuck out tomorrow night for a game 7, which I right now am really nervous about tomorrow.
Definitely really nervous.
Sorry for all the cussing, by the way.
Have you watched our show?
There you go.
Have you watched our show for 1 fucking second? Have you followed me on fucking Twitter at all?
But yeah, I look at this as, are we going to be going down in history as in the same category as the Boston Red Sox is, choking after a 3-0 lead? Like that's going to really sting with me. Like being in the same category as the stupid ass, dumbass Red Sox is going to really sting me if that happens. So,
especially after having some kind of vindication against the Yankees in the last days, right?
Right. Like tomorrow night, they have to throw everything at the Astros. Like you have to pull out all the stops. Like I don't care what you have to do, you have to pull out all the stops. Like the batting tonight was probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen in my life. Like swinging at dumb pitches, not waiting on the pitches at all. It's like,
is this your first season watching the Rays?
It seemed like it this year. I mean, honestly, dude.
Do you forget who our last hitting coach was?
Derek
Shelton.
I know.
Shelton.
But I mean, but looking at this game,
you're not wrong.
But looking at this game, it's like, they're not going back to small ball. And that's what they used to be doing was small ball. Like get on base, be aggressive on the base pass. They're trying to hit dingers all the time, and this isn't a team that hits dingers. Like
they're trying to be the Yankees right now.
Yeah, like you don't.
Year, trust me, I know.
You don't need to do that. You need to go back to basics on how you are the Rays and how you are a winning team like this. And that's not how they've been doing that. Like, and it's just frustrating to see that where they're trying to hit these monstrous home runs and have the big plays. It's like you're not that team. Like
you're not Oakland in 1989 or what the fuck ever year it was. It's not the Bass Brothers.
Bass Brothers.
Right? It's not the Bass Brothers here.
Like look at your guys' batting average right now in the postseason. You're not that team. Let's get away from that and like be the team that we all know and love is the small ball. Like
aside from Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only one.
That's it.
But not even in this game.
Under 200.
I want to say one thing. And I just to give the Rays a little bit of a break here, okay? And that is the home plate umping has been fucking garbage.
Yeah, it's been very bad.
I mean, the first three games, nice and tight. Maybe a little high, maybe a little low, but that's the way you want it. You don't want a wide strike zone. You want a strike zone that's maybe a little high, no, maybe a little low, because that's the variance basically of your hitter. Top and bottom, not left and right. If it's out off the plate, it's off the plate. There's no fucking arguing that. Okay. If it's high or low, that all depends on the guy at the plate, right? Right. We all know that. Like it's between the knees to the letters. That's the strike zone. No matter how big or tall you are, that's your strike zone. I talked about it earlier.
Cash
This
is
is why Tony
calling
Gwynn-
Mark over here to come in and play for us tomorrow. Apparently.
Yeah.
That's why I think Tony Gwynn was one of the greatest batters
The
of all
contract
time.
is signed.
Yeah.
But this is
Mark,
why
are you
Tony
starting
Gwynn-
for us tomorrow?
Nope, not a chance.
Yeah.
No.
I
Oh,
am.
you said yes.
Not a chance. He's going to be our closer. He's
Listen,
our
the
closer.
umpire-
You know nothing about Romano.
in the ninth
Romano
inning.
is a
Nobody
closer.
gives a shit about the umpire. It doesn't matter. You guys got beat handily tonight. It is what it is. Like, I want the Rays to win too, but there's one game to win now. Let's go win it. Forget about the umpires. We don't let it shit.
No, but
Hey,
I'm just
you wanna
saying,
see
though,
something?
It puts the Rays at a disadvantage because the Rays actually are patient hitters. We're talking about small ball, but if you're trying to lay off the pitch away from you off the plate and he's calling it, then suddenly you're behind in the count because it's a ball that should have been a pitch call that should have been called a ball is now a strike.
Then you need to
If you lay it
adjust.
off. Well,
I understand.
thank you. That's exactly my point. Well, then they finally started to finally adjust, and then now tonight, boom, now it's another tight strike zone, and it's just high and low. So this is the only problem I have, and this is me being nitpicky. This is me being a baseball fan, not a race fan. This is me being a baseball fan, just like watching the NFL and them calling garbage penalties.
Yeah.
I'm an NFL fan. I don't like to see ticky-tacky garbage penalties that affect the flow of the game. And I don't like when you don't have a consistent strike zone and it affects the flow of the series. You know, if you want to be a contact hitting team, you have to be disciplined at the plate. You have to see the ball well. So if that umpire is hurting you for being disciplined at the plate and calling balls as strikes, now you're uncomfortable. Now you're not in your zone. Now you do have to rely on finally getting contact with the high velocity pitch and putting it out the park because you're not allowed to work the count, you know?
It's all
And that's why I think Yandy got so many bat flips on his walks because it is very hard to draw a walk right now unless you're missing way badly, you know?
Or unless you're 5'6", like Altuve is.
Yes.
Yep. Little man.
Fucking Mighty Mouse.
Fucking midget.
Hey, I don't know if you guys saw this, but not a very cool stat right here about
saw that.
2004.
Oh no.
Last
I
time,
remember that. I saw that last night.
actually, the only time the ALCS team was blown with a 3-0 lead was when the Lightning won a cup. Kind of not the one you want to see before this game 7.
Yeah, shooter, of course, right?
If I was gonna write my memoirs, there would be a chapter when I turned 24.
I saw
2004.
that tweet and I was like,
It
fuck.
was the best of years. It was the worst of years. That would have been my tweet of 04 because we won the cup and yet the ALC.
That does not happen this time.
I know. Trust me, you don't want to go through that. I went through that with my Yankees in 04. We don't want to do that again. Trust me.
Listen, the Lightning fans went through it last year where we were the number 1 team and the President's Trophy winner and then
I feel
get
like
swept.
that's how
I still think it's different.
Yeah.
No,
That's how I
What's
feel.
worse though? What's worse?
No,
Getting
Blowing a 3-0 lead is much worse.
Yeah.
Much worse.
In the
I don't know.
ALCS to a really good team, I disagree. If to be the number 1 team in the history of the league and then get swept in the first round,
Right, just to beat
Worse.
the Yankees was
Worse.
worth it.
way worse.
Play
Yeah,
this.
exactly. So sorry, Romano. I absolutely agree with Schoolie. Just to
There is
beat
no
the
Boston and no
Yankees.
Yankees in it. That's
Exactly.
good enough.
We
for
did
me.
our job. Hey, we did our
Right.
job, right?
Exactly.
The only job in the East for the Rays right now is not to let
Let them
the
do it.
other.
Not
I
just
don't-
to let the
hold
Yankees
on.
win.
I have to answer this question. What happened to our defense? We didn't have any errors. The Astros were hitting the ball in between all of our defenders,
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
weren't most of the series. So it's right there. Stash, blame Stash. Sorry, the Astros could hit everything.
Listen, I'm going to go back to this. This is my conspiracy theory for tonight. I believe that because Yandy was at first instead of G-Man, they had just a little bit different of a shade of their alignment.
Yeah.
And that's why those balls were getting through on the left side where they haven't gone
Yeah,
through
the shift
the
was-
entire series.
Yeah.
5 games of those hits
Oh,
not
shit,
getting
they
through.
were.
And now Yandy is on first and G-Man is not.
Yeah.
These guys know that G-Man's going to make the play, so let them range a little bit.
I'm
You know, I don't know. That's my conspiracy theory, though.
No, I
Here's
agree.
my
It looked
conspiracy
like our
theory.
defense was a mess out there, but it actually really wasn't. You know, they
Right.
were just hitting in all the right places. So, you know, I think there was only like one error. I think where
Zero.
No,
There's
pure
error.
errors
Errors,
for both
really.
teams. It was an infield hit on each team.
They just
Looked
hit
had
perfect,
that, and
yeah.
yep.
My
That's what the Rays
conspiracy
need to do. The Rays
my
need to find
conspiracy
the perfect spot.
theory is the 6 o'clock games. There's no more now for the rest of the season. It's
Oh.
8:37 tomorrow night, so there's no
That's a
more
reach
shadows than anything else tomorrow.
I've got a conspiracy theory too. What happened to Randy Arozarena? I mean, who's this guy?
Oh.
What's going on here?
What happened there?
Little
Who is
TBS
that? Is that
mistake.
Meadows?
What do you guys
No,
think?
it
What
was
do you
a carryover?
What do you guys and girl think if Cash did an opener instead of starting Charlie, like bringing Charlie in the second or third and open with an opener?
But who's
I don't think
rested
he'll do
enough
it.
you
Who
can
would it
trust as an opener? Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. It's got to be Charlie Morton.
I mean, you're
and then,
bringing in a 6'10" to start. I don't think so. You want him to come in and
Hey, it's game 7. Pull out all the stops.
Hey.
I don't
You gotta
give a
Water
shit.
Oh,
boy
yeah,
said it
and-
best. It's the last game of the season. You can't hold anything back now.
Oh yeah, your bullpen and your bench
Probably
got to be
Boucher
in
on the mound. I
tomorrow.
don't give a fuck. Yeah, but I think you let Morton go and do. I really feel like he's gonna go and deal out there. He's gonna go do his work and let the Rays hitters decide who wins this game.
Zunino's dead to me, by the way.
Oh no, I love.
Come on, man.
Fuck Zunino.
He's got to be a good guy.
Nah,
I
fuck
bet you
him.
hate Stamkos too, right? And you can't wait for Killer to leave town, right? This
I said they
fucking
should have
guy.
traded Stamkos last year, but it's all right. It's okay.
Get him out. Get him out. Shoot him.
Yeah,
Fired, you're fired. Hey,
Should-
by the way,
They should let Seattle take Stamkos in the expansion draft.
by the way,
Not
this
a
is a
chance in
whole new situation to where both Shooty and the stash are in control. So I can
Oh,
boot
no.
people just as well as Shooty. So you better tighten up,
So
Schooly. Stina, you're safe. Schooly, you're on the line. Especially if that Twitter comment yesterday.
It also means we can't mute him either now. So
Oh, no.
we're really
Great.
fucked. Chris. There's Chris Zunino has a hole in his glove.
Okay,
He's got a hole in his bat,
hey,
too.
if you want to say he's dead to me for that, I totally agree. Not his plate appearances, but
Was that him or
he
Castillo,
missed.
though? I don't know.
Totally looks like I'm catching with my eyes closed. Humana. Oh, that didn't work.
I'm talking about that where he.
Let's try that again. Humana.
Clueless.
Oh man, the Chevy Chase didn't work again.
Normally he's
Please, my
on
eyes.
point, so I don't know what happened tonight.
He missed two of
Two of
them.
them.
But again, I think he's not used to catching that kind of ball in the 5th inning. He's not mentally prepped to change gears from Snell.
Is he a major league catcher?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
no,
right.
He
no,
should
no,
be
no.
able to. He should be able to do it.
Doesn't matter if it's dark, light. Who cares?
I agree.
I agree.
I agree. 100% agree. I 100% agree. I'm just saying again. I question Kevin Cash going from Blake straight to Castillo. It's not
I
anything
agree.
that
I
the team
agree.
has done. The team does not recognize that feel. That feels like panic to me.
Castillo is a closer, so I don't understand.
And I didn't see any coffee in that fucking dugout yet.
That's it. Don't put Mariano Rivera in the 5th inning. You don't do it.
Did he forget what inning it was? Like Tom Brady? 4?
Trying to be cute.
Fucking Brady. Oh, there's a thumb there. Oh shit! What's going on now?
What inning? Yeah, he forgot. That's what it was.
Hey,
Oh man,
He was just trying to get quick outs, but it didn't work.
did not work.
I'm with Glenn. They're fucking cheating still.
and again, I'm going to go on record and tell you right now, the only way the Astros regain any type of credibility is by bringing in Dusty Baker. Like, that guy is without reproach. I don't know where you guys came from growing up watching baseball, but that guy right there, he is Mr. Major League as far as I'm concerned right now in my life. And that guy is
Over Tony La Russa?
well, I mean,
Manager of the White Sox?
okay, so same column, right? I mean, those guys are OGs, man. You don't cheat to win. You go out and you play your game, and the best team comes out at the end, right? I don't know.
Well, what happens if they win? If they go on to win the series and then they go to the World Series and they win it all? Let's say they should. Yeah, sure.
They're still cheaters,
right? So is it sort of forgotten to some degree, or is it still these guys cheat?
Hell no.
Yeah, people are
this
always
is
scrutinizing.
Did anyone forget when OJ killed that lady? No.
Nope.
Allegedly.
No. Right.
Cato did.
Yeah, no one's ever going to forget that the Astros cheated, and they're always going to remember that, and they're always going to be accused of cheating.
Did anyone
Patriots.
Did anyone forget when Tom Brady deflated balls in New England?
Right, the Patriots. Yep.
That's your quarterback right now.
Yeah, isn't one of John Cusack's greatest roles playing Sheila Joe Jackson in Eight Men Out?
Ray Liotta as well.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah, Field of Dreams.
I mean, that's one of the greatest baseball movies of all time, and it's about a group of cheaters.
Yeah, you got A-Rod with steroids. You got Sosa with steroids. Nobody forgets that stuff.
Oh, Big Mac.
Yep.
All right, so here's another good question from Ron. Where do you put Lowe in the order tomorrow? At first, I'm thinking not in it.
Yeah.
But, you got to put him in it.
Water boy.
No, you have to play him. He's been your best player all season. Maybe he wakes up. I don't know.
No, you don't.
I play him.
Today was the day to wake up.
Yes, exactly.
He had a hit. He was 1 for 3. I mean, he had one of the only hits we had.
Yeah, that's
He had a home run last game.
You're right.
136 in the series. Come on, man.
If sorry, I forgot that I was already told to quiet down by the wife tonight. If he's in the lineup, it's as DH, and it's 7 spot DH. That's where I think Lowe goes in the lineup tomorrow. If he's in the lineup, that's what I think.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I don't know.
Nobody else wants to go out on the limb. Nobody wants to say what they think.
He was at what? He was at 5. He was in the 5th spot tonight.
Yeah,
I'd say keep him there.
that's what I would say.
Yeah, I'd say keep him there.
Yeah, I think he was fine where.
But as a DH,
Is
right?
is Kiermaier still hurt? Is he still?
He shouldn't be Game 7 hurt.
He's playing.
All right,
He is
then
playing.
Kiermaier I would say Kiermaier in the leadoff spot tomorrow.
In the leadoff.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I think they'll bury him at the bottom.
Game 7, man.
I say middle.
like
I say
that.
middle for Kiermaier.
Listen, I like to see KK in the leadoff spot with G-Man right behind him.
I mean,
You
why
don't know
not?
if he can swing
And
a
then
bat,
Randy in the
though.
3-hole.
Right,
Randy
swing
in the
the bat.
3-hole.
Yeah, I'd
Bunt him.
That's right.
Bunt him every at bat.
Just have him get hit by a pitch, man. It goes Rudy Stein. Bad news bears, man. Just get hit by a pitch. Time to go up there. You know?
Oh, Mercado called this shit right here. I was going to bring it up. I was waiting for somebody else to. Did MLB forget when Pete Rose bet on baseball that had nothing to do with the outcome of any sort of game whatsoever, and then he got blackballed from the Hall of Fame and then now invested in a betting site called DraftKings? No.
You could have Kiermaier be like the Roger Dorn of this team. Just get hit by pitches.
Exactly.
Get hit by a pitch, Dorn.
That's
I
it.
could be. I could be Kevin Kiermaier.
He could easily do that. Easily. And again,
Same hand.
he could
He'll be
stroke.
all right.
I would put Kiermaier at 1 and then put Perez in at 9th, and then
Yeah.
that's what you need to do. Don't put fucking Zunino in at all.
Perez?
And Choi.
Sorry, Perez. Perez.
get it
Perez.
right.
Perez.
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 Hey, Perez. You want to catch the balls?
All right, we got a couple of good comments here. Glenn with the follow-up to the cheating comment. We're going to find out in 2 years they bugged our COVID masks.
Yep.
That's the number one star.
Very good, Glenn. Very
I'm
good.
telling you right now. That's the number one star of the chat.
And then another good question here. Good job, chat. Good job tonight. The Rays shows you that you guess what? The Lightning are beating you as far as the chat, but you guys are cranking it up tonight. I like this. How short of a hook is Uncle Charlie on? Man, I have no idea. Like
I would
it's
say-
Game 7, right? If he gets in trouble, he's out.
Yeah, if he gets in trouble, he's out, and Tyler
How much trouble are we talking about though?
Right. Who do you go to?
Three runs in the first.
Because we've seen him get out of bases loaded jams before. So
But
He's
he's
gonna
going to
get-
get runs in the
what?
first inning. He's out, right?
No,
No,
two innings for sure, right?
I say he has a 2-run leash.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Two
I'm not gonna
runs.
say innings.
You have to pull them.
2-run leash. That's
Two
what I'm
runs,
saying.
and maybe a threat of a third. You got to pull them.
Yeah. If he's got 2 runs and then a third by the 4th, then he's out.
I mean, this is kind of a full circle for him. This is, he's in another game 7 situation.
What a jerk.
I would love to see 5 strong out of him. Hopefully 6, but
we need 6.
Yeah.
Someone in the starting rotation has to realize we can't just do business as usual right now. You can't. I did my 9 to 5. Okay, mid rats. Come on, no.
Last night he left
step up as a starter and go 6 fucking innings, man.
I know.
I mean.
But he also has to have support from the plate because they weren't doing that tonight. Snell wasn't getting any help at all, despite Snell's not great performance today.
Again, I think the guys on the infield were cheating a little bit because they didn't have their captain at first.
Yeah. Yeah. Troy needs to be out there. Bottom line.
Yeah, without a doubt.
How are you going to bench G-Man for Game 6? Huh? He's going to be in Game 7, right?
How can
He
you
has
do it?
to.
And then on top of that, you pinch hit him in the worst possible situation to pinch hit him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wasted his at bat tonight.
Yeah, that was so strange.
What a fucking waste of his at bat. Because look, then finally, the Rays do come alive in the 8th inning, and you easily could have pinch hit him then after the 2-run homer, but no. He's already been used, and now you have same personality.
Would you drop a Rosarina to 3rd and put Choi at 2nd, the 2nd spot in the hitting lineup?
That's what I would say. That's what
okay. So Kiermaier 1, Choi 2, then a Rosarina 3.
Yeah.
And if Yandy is your DH, put him at 4.
Yeah,
the guy's getting on base.
Yeah,
right. The guy's getting on base.
And I would keep Margot and Adames where they're at.
Yes. Because both of them showed incredible pop tonight. Margot 2 home runs, Adames 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, Adames
2 nights in a row. Very, very great plate appearances, back-to-back nights where he was really seeing the ball well, getting on base, RBIs, scoring runs. He's showing up. Lowe, bro, you're out. I'm sorry, you're out.
Don't bring in Yoshi.
Susugo came in and got a great hit. I think that why didn't you bring in Susugo instead of Choi earlier on? That's what I'm saying, right? What? Like Susugo early, Choi late, because then you could move him into the defensive lineup. That's what I was thinking. You could easily, especially if you're pinch hitting in that situation, then Rosarina goes to play. There was an easy double switch there, is what I was trying to say. There's an easy double switch there, and he didn't take advantage of it. I felt like Cash just got a little too in his own head today.
Cash had a look of defeatness. Is that if that's even a word? I think it was in the 7th where they panned over to him, and he just looked defeated.
He's getting schooled by Dusty right now.
Yeah, he needs to have a come to Jesus moment and have the most epic speech ever in that clubhouse tomorrow before the game. Like I'm talking about Kurt Russell in the Miracle movie. I'm talking about Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday. I'm talking about, Rudy. I'm talking about put that on the jumbo screen.
I'm talking about win one for the fucking Dipper.
Yeah, I'm talking about like Cash. Cash is terrible at post game interviews, anyways. But he needs to have some kind of speech ready to go.
He's definitely a rah guy, I think, because he was that kind of a player.
Yeah,
but right now, man, you just gotta. As my dad told me when I was like probably 12 years old, and I went to a dance with a girl,
little baby stash,
and I thought she was cuter than me, and it ruined my entire night. And I said, "Dad,"
he said, "Your neighbor's name is Jesus."
Son, you gotta dance with the one what brung you. You gotta dance with the one what brung you. You gotta go back to the ball that got you here. And that is
let's go back to the ball that got us here with good old Chris here and the green screen. I can't tell if he's frozen. He's got the good old Blair Witch view going on. I thought he was frozen there for a second.
I'm kicking him out. He's my biggest fan. I'm gonna kick him out.
Let's get his take, and then I want to get out of here because I have nothing else good to say tonight, and I'm gonna go have a stiff drink and
and cry yourself to sleep.
Basically.
So angry, and then we did this show, and you guys made me feel a lot better. I'm gonna say that right.
Group hug. Group hug.
Social distancing, Rays.
This is the
Mark,
Rays
Julie,
therapy
Mark.
session, everyone. Bring it in. We can do this. We still got one more game.
That's right. Hey, you thought we were
Oh,
all
that was pretty good.
lions and freaking bears over here. No.
All right, let
lubbies
Chris
and
speak
stubbies.
here. Chris knows his shit about baseball. We found out the other night, so we can actually let him talk a little bit more.
I don't know what's going on. He's not driving his car right now, so that's really
I
weird.
know.
No,
He's like,
it's weird. It's really
I get
weird.
pulled over by the cops. Remember that the other night?
Yeah, I didn't get pulled over though.
Okay, good. Good to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, it's no secret. You had like what 4 hits through 7 or 8 innings until you know what I mean. Like you're not going to win baseball that way. This is a team, the Astros. They can hit the ball, and you know once their bats came alive, the Rays haven't been able to keep up. Tomorrow, you have to find a way. What I think's been missing. I mean, I know they've had lack of base runners. But tomorrow, when you get on base, you have to take advantage. I mean, Cash needs to be aggressive. It's what got him here. They led the MLB in stolen bases. So when you get base runners and it allows, go for it. I mean, be aggressive. Put some pressure on the Astros. Don't just make them. You know, when you get on first, you know, next batter grounds out into a double play. You know, because those
They need to steal tomorrow. You know why?
It's
Free
like, wow.
Doritos Locos Tacos if we steal a base.
No, that's
Yeah.
the World Series.
That's the
isn't
World
it?
Series, though.
That's the World Series, not tomorrow.
I would say that's how
Son of a
Ben
bitch.
and Lowe came out and was running the bases in the first inning. That's how he scored off of Adama said. He was running. He was Forrest Gumping the shit out of that.
Yeah,
Right? He was running.
he threw his hat off and everything.
You have speedy
what
base
third
runners.
coach is doing over there. Lau's going home.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that makes me hesitant about not putting him in tomorrow's lineup because it does seem like he's starting to feel it.
Catch fire.
He's starting.
Just a touch.
It's a little
Got
too
the home
late.
run, a little bit lucky, but then that base hit last night I thought was way better. Or at the beginning of this game today that got him in. That was a much better at bat.
But Christina, it's not too late because
No, I know.
if he woke up tomorrow, he gets that game like he had during the regular season, and Rays can be up 3-4 within the first couple innings.
The
I
issue
That's why I
is
say it's easy to second guess Cash, but
Mhm.
you never know in his mindset if it's trying to get him and Adamas. I mean, look at him; he's coming on.
Adamas is coming back. You know,
We hadn't seen them at all this series. I mean, the same with Brasso. I mean, he hasn't done anything since he beat the Yankees. So you know, you got to maybe put him back on your DH only, and so you never know what Cash is thinking.
I really didn't like Brassau. I will say that too. That's another thing I didn't like. What were you saying, Christina?
Oh, I was just saying, like, yeah, I mean, obviously it's not too late because we still have tomorrow, you know, but he's a liability, I guess, because, you know, he only came alive today. And so do we know that he's going to come alive tomorrow? Can we guarantee that? I don't know.
Yeah.
But we can't guarantee his replacement will either because
Right, exactly. We can't guarantee any of them other than Randy right now.
Well, it depends. It depends on how you build your lineup. I do believe
course,
that there's a way to
absolutely.
build this lineup without Lowe and still feeling confident. And then if he feels confident about the way he hit today and his appearances last game today, it's maybe even better if he comes off the bench. Honestly, like
Yeah.
when a guy is on a slump and then he gets a couple of good hits. This is a little bit of old school thinking, but I always felt like at that point it was time to be like, hey, don't worry about fielding, because there's two parts of the game, right? Offense and defense. That's the one thing about baseball that's like hockey, and like it's a little bit like you're playing both ways, right? But in a different way. It's not like hockey and basketball and soccer where you're immediately turning around, right? It's like one half of the game you're one mind, period. Then the other half of the game you're the other mind. Period. It's very unique. So when a guy's struggling at the plate and he shows signs of life, I always think it's a good thing to kind of take the pressure off of him as a fielder and just let him get a feel at the plate. So that's why I think it might be a good idea to maybe either DH him or bring him in as a pinch hitter somewhere in the 5th or the 6th if you feel like you really need an extra pop. because then he's going to come in and feel important, right? Now he feels important. Now he's not
That's
just
too much pressure on him, man.
I disagree. I think
And
it's more pressure on him playing left field for only the 5th time in his entire season.
I agree with that. I mean, he's been lights out at second base, and I was kind of scratching my head with why Brasau was even playing second. He wasn't that great at it. He missed some balls that I think Lowe would have had.
And Lowe in left field was horrible. He left that guy run all the way around the bases and didn't hit his cutoff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, through to second base.
Look, I want to know what the amount of curveballs that the Astros threw tonight, because I felt like that was
37.
the past couple of games.
99%.
You're on the wrong show for those kind of stats. But
I'm gonna look for tonight, but their strategy the last 3 days was like, all right, these guys can hit the fastball, but they can't hit the off-speed pitch, and I just felt like they've gotten the best of the Rays with that.
I need to start working on my
and tomorrow's not any easier because the pitcher for the Astros, I forget his McCullers, he can throw some pretty nasty curveballs too. So,
did they finally announce who it was?
No, I mean that's who I'm thinking.
It's McCullers, I think. Tomorrow.
If McCullers doesn't go, then Dusty Baker pulled a Kevin Crash moment, but unless
he pitched amazing earlier in the series.
So here's a lineup that I'm sure we'll all discuss on. Somebody put this up on Twitter at whoever playoff Stingray is. Tomorrow's lineup, hopefully Yandy at leading off, Lowe at 2, Rosarina at 3, Choi at 4, Margot at 5, Meadows at 6, Willie at 7, Wendell at 8, and Zunino at 9th.
No.
Somebody put that, yeah.
Who did that?
I mean,
playoff Stingray, whoever that is.
I don't know, man. Like,
no.
Except for 2, that's a good lineup. Except for 2 of those guys.
Since Yandy's injury, he hasn't been the same, and it's just
he's getting on base, and he's got that attitude, man. No,
I mean, he's patient. What I like about is he's patient at the plate. He's not going to swing at balls outside of the zone like Meadows does. That drives me absolutely insane. So a guy, he's not going to hit it, and he just swings at it. You just got to be more patient at the plate. I think they've been trying to force their way on the base and just swing it at everything, whether it's a good pitch or not a good pitch.
I agree.
A lot of dirt balls the past few days that they swung at. I told Shooty tonight. They were instead of a 3-0 count, now you're making it 3 or 2-1, and then you're getting struck out or grounding out. If you go 3-0, then the whole pitch changes. They're going to give you 2 fastballs down the middle just to get back in the count. That second one's a good one for you to hit.
They couldn't lay off those curveballs tonight. They could not lay off them.
They're going to call the way those balls land, then you're going to be swinging. And that's the other thing. First and foremost, I tweeted that shit out. How do you beat a team that relies on the home run ball for 70% of its offense? You don't throw them anything hard. That's what they've done. The first 3 games, they went out there and they mix in the fastball, they mix in the hard stuff within their breaking balls, and the Rays took advantage of it. Last few games, that hasn't been the case. And if the Rays don't figure out a way to expand their way of thinking when they're at the plate, it's going to be
go home time tomorrow.
It's going to be a painful game 7 for us Rays fans.
Right. That sounds like a final thought. So let's go to Thomas, and then we'll just go around one more time because I am done talking to you guys. I need a drink and my bed soon, and
I need a smoke and a pancake.
Exactly.
Get to cry myself to sleep.
Schoolie, final thoughts. I don't know. Give us a score for tomorrow too. Maybe do a little score prediction. Stash, you don't get to.
Looks like it's a rematch of maybe another 4-2 game. The last time these 2 pitchers pitched, Tampa won 4-2. So I'm gonna go with 4-2 again. We take it in 7. But if Cash leaves anybody on that bench or anybody in that bullpen, and there's a chance of us losing, he's got to go.
Oh, fire John Cooper.
Wow.
Did you just say
Out of here.
I just knew it'd get you mad. Shooter said you couldn't talk no more, so I just wanted to see you grab your phone.
He's like, excuse me? Excuse me? Bushman, what do you think?
How much time we got?
All the time you need, brother.
I mean, they got to pray to Allah, pray to Jesus, pray to whatever God that they have for tomorrow's game. Joe Boo's rum. I'm not gonna do a score because I don't do that, but I really don't have any confidence right now. Sorry.
Wow. Got the flag, he's got the gear, but he doesn't have the confidence.
I just don't. After blowing a 3-0 lead, I don't have. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't blame you. Mr. Mark, our non-biased correspondent here, he's going to tell it like it is. And Mark, just lay it on us. I know what you're going to say.
This pains me to say this, but
No, it doesn't.
I think the Rays are gonna win tomorrow night. I do. I think they're gonna come back in some form or fashion and put one win together. I gotta believe it. I can't see this team losing 4 straight to end this year. They're too good. I know Houston has all the momentum right now. We talked about this the other night, but I think the Rays are gonna somehow pull it together, get a pitching performance, put a couple hits together, and win this game. God, I hope they do. I'm gonna go with Rays. I'm gonna say 5-3. Let's win Game 7 and go to the World Series and beyond.
Nice.
Chris?
I mean, go out and have fun. I think this team the last 3 games has had that, we only need to win 1 game. They got up 3-0 in the series. They got tense. Go out tomorrow, be relaxed, have fun, play baseball, and win the game. And I think ultimately they do. I'm going to say 6-2 Rays. I think they're going to have a good couple first innings, get their bats going, get some runs on the board, and then the pitching's just going to shut it down the rest of the way. 6-3 or 6-2, whatever I said.
6-2.
Either way, Rays win.
And I'm going to come back in on top of everybody else because I wasn't given the
I guess you could. I guess you can.
No, he really can't. I can unmute myself easily. No, but I like the 5-2-6-2 prediction. Honestly, if you gotta let the Rays go play their game. That's what I'm saying. If Kevin Cash takes a deep breath, dances with the one what brung him, get the guys in the lineup that he knows. Don't worry about your matchups, lefty righty, right? Just go and put the guys that are feeling it the most at the plate in your lineup in the places that they love to play and let them go have fun. I think this team comes through and absolutely 5-2, 6-2 victory. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, this is your season. You better throw everything at them. Don't worry about no matchup or anything.
Water boy moment. 100% water boy moment.
Last game of the season. Can't hold anything back now.
Nailed it.
All right, we got to hand it over to Christina, Tampa Bay Sports. By the way, go follow her because she just started her page and she does consistently good content, unlike our page. So go check her out and
she cares about quality.
Yeah, guys.
Quality overrated.
Follow me at Tampa Bay Sports, Tampa BAE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So I think the Rays will pull it out. That's my fingers crossed. And being a Rays fan, I like to see it go 3-2. I think they'll win 3-2. They're not going to play the short ball. We already know that. They're going to stick to what they know, the home runs. But I think that they will be able to pull it out and get those three runs. And, pitching's got to be consistent. Defense got to be consistent. They just got to play a great game, everybody. So that's it.
Yeah.
Word.
Got to give it props for going out on the limb there, too, and just being like, hey, they're just going to hit home runs, and it's going to be a close game. None of us want that, but
yeah.
I think you probably have the best. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a close game.
I was hoping,
going to try and hit home runs.
I mean, it's already going to be a ambulance on standby game for most of us, or all of us.
Yeah.
That would even make it more, and
Yeah, my heart can handle it.
Now defibrillator is in my hand as well, so
I'll have to start drinking again.
Hopefully, you won't be driving for tomorrow's night game, Chris.
But you know what? That's why Christina's cool and Shooter sucks.
Nailed it. Hottest take of the night.
Hold on.
That's how we
Good
end
night, Chris. It was nice for Chris.
Oh, and look at that. He's back in the room.
I'm wrapping it up anyway. I'm agreeing with Christina 3-2. We need Charlie Morton to come through. We need the defense to come through. That's what's got us here. And somebody's got to score some runs. So you know what happens to me tomorrow if the Rays lose this game? I'm like the Marty McFly of Tampa Bay. And
You're disappearing.
this hole in this taco-shaped hole in my heart is going to be huge tomorrow if they lose. So, I believe they're going to pull it off.
Built a time machine out of a DeLorean.
There you go. If they lose tomorrow, I am building a time machine, and we're going back and we're fixing this. And we might not go 88 miles an hour, but we're going 98 miles an hour. Because this is We the 98ers. Don't forget to be a 98er. And Thomas, pay close attention to what you're about to see.